On Larry King Now, Scandal star Bellamy Young.
I feel like I won the lottery, and so to get to have a part as complicated and rich and varied, a hero and a villain and a mother and a career woman, it's just delicious.
There's been a lot about gender inequality, and have you disproved that?
I think I am lucky to work in a matriarchy. I think I'm lucky to work somewhere where complex women are celebrated. I think certainly we are trending a little more towards that than we ever have before.
Is the current administration going to hamper that rise?
I want to say that they're going to inspire that rise, because we won't take it for granted anymore.
Plus,
this beautiful girl met me one night at the Beverly Hilton with like a 6-foot poster of me to sign.
a little weird.
No, God bless. Everybody's allowed. I know I had posters that big of Rick Springfield, so it's how life works.
All next on Larry King Now. Welcome to Larry King Now. My special guest is Bellamy Young, the acclaimed actress and singer. Bellamy's known for past roles in shows like Scrubs, Criminal Minds, and Grey's Anatomy. Currently, she stars as the First Lady turned President-elect. Not yet, but elect. Mellie Grant.
Yeah.
On the smash drama series Scandal. The season 6 finale of Scandal airs tomorrow night, May 18th. At 9 p.m. Eastern on ABC. She gave a big sigh, but it is continuing for a 7th year, right?
We do. We have one more season left.
And they said that's it, right?
Yeah, we just found out.
What is it like to be on a series this long?
You know, Larry, I feel like I won the lottery. I've guested so often and been on so many sets and was only supposed to be on this show for 3 episodes. It was just a tiny little nothing part. And now to have been there for 6 years with this incredible family, like with these incredible words, getting to be, you know, I'm in my 40s in Hollywood and I'm a woman, so to get to have a part as complicated and rich and varied, a hero and a villain and a mother and a career woman, it's just delicious.
She was the wife of the president
Yeah.
when you in that first year, right? And then her husband served 2 terms. He can't serve anymore.
No, he's all done. We're done with
Did she
him.
run for she was a senator.
Yeah, I divorced Fitz and then became a senator for Virginia, the junior senator for Virginia, and then ran for, you know, on my own.
And then you lost.
Yeah.
Explain this to me. Then how did you become president?
Well, the president-elect was shot as he was accepting, you know, his win.
This is beginning to sound like Days of Our Lives.
I know. You know what's funny, though? You know, you can call it melodrama or you can call it Greek tragedy, but we really got outpaced last year by life, and it ran into some very strange territory. We shot some scenes that never even aired because really things that were stranger had already happened in America's presidential campaign. Yeah. So I guess.
How do you get to be president-elect?
Well, the loophole that they found as writers is if the president is murdered before the Electoral College has voted, then you're really in an unprecedented situation in a no man's land.
The vice president isn't on him. The vice president-elect is
not. No, it's up to the sitting president to decide who his successor will be. Is what they netted out as the constitutional derivation of the...
and the sitting president was your ex-husband?
Yeah, how about that?
So
Would you pick one of your exes to be president, Larry?
Yeah, I could see.
Yay!
They ran me over. Why have you enjoyed this lady so much?
It's just really the part of a lifetime, you know? I've loved so much of the work I've gotten to do and always... I am so deeply grateful to get to be an actor. It is my soul's solace. But Mellie, my goodness, the way she evolved, the way she came into being, sort of, you met her in the worst moment of her life, and out of those ashes, this amazing phoenix rose that I could never have imagined. I don't have the gift of writing like my beautiful Scandal writers do.
You have an amazing showrunner, right?
Yeah.
Shonda.
Yeah, she's incredible. I feel like she's, you know, a once-in-a-generation storyteller. And to work in a matriarchy is quite different as well. It's lovely.
How about the lead?
She's the most indefatigable cheerleader, mentor, friend, quarterback. Like, to have her as #1 on the call sheet sets the tone for everything. And this truly is the most supportive, loving set I've ever even visited, much less gotten to work with.
She made an amazing debut as Ray Charles' wife.
Yeah.
in that great movie, Ray.
Yeah.
And that started, and then she goes television.
Yeah, well, this was her first one. This was her first TV, and I think she was, she approached it. She's such a great decision maker and such a wonderful businesswoman. Also, she's just always very rooted in her own path. And but this pilot, Larry, I wish you could just go back in time and read the pilot. It was so beautiful, and Kerry, it spoke to so many aspects that Kerry already was living. Her politics, her brilliance.
I know the character she plays.
You know Judy.
Yeah, Judy.
Judy Smith, for everybody who was watching.
Used to come on my television show, The Larry King Live. She came on when we were in Washington.
Formidable, incredible woman.
Yeah, she is.
And I can't, if you thought of actors to play her, Kerry is the perfect fit, and she's been an amazing leader and an amazing actor and an amazing friend to all of us.
You got Tony Golan too, right?
He's okay. What are you gonna do? I mean, you gotta.
He's
yeah. That's terrible. We put him back on his head. Then we can listen to him. But he had just directed me on A Dirty Sexy Money. That's why. I mean, I just had 2 little lines to audition with. Hardly any material to sort of work on. But he had just directed me, and so I just had a visceral feeling of who would be the woman to stand beside him. And so he sort of did my prep work for me. And he's what I went into my audition with the thought of him.
And you had to divorce him.
Girls gotta do what a girl's gotta do.
The show had a kind of, small spinoff earlier this year?
No.
On ABC's digital platform.
Oh, yeah. Our wonderful Darby Stanchfield, who plays Abby, actually directed. And it was such an incredible effort because everyone sort of got to step up. Like one of our writer's assistants did the writing, and one of our camera assistants did the DPing, and Darby did the directing.
Do we think we might see a Mellie spinoff?
I'm available, Larry, if anyone wants to do that.
A show with a woman as president. We have Veep.
We do. I think we're the Homeland president this year, lady president. Yeah, Veep is phenomenal, always.
Do you like doing comedy, too?
I love it.
Next, Bellamy on joining Oprah, Reese Witherspoon, and others in the film adaptation of A Wrinkle in Time. Plus, we'll talk a little politics, too. We'll be right back with Bellamy. She is not the granddaughter of Ralph Bellamy. Stay right there. We're back with Bellamy Young. She's one of the stars of the incredibly successful Scandal. They might change their mind and continue it for more years.
We wish nothing more.
Tell me about A Wrinkle in Time.
Larry, there's a book that meant so much to me when I was a little girl. I'm such a little science geek, and it's such a beautiful story in both that it has so much darkness and so much light. And Ava, who had come and directed for us second season for Scandal, so I'd gotten to know her before. Have you gotten to interview her?
Who?
Ava DuVernay.
No.
Oh, she's wonderful, Larry, and such a visionary,
Who do you play?
My part is small, and you'll see I play sort of Donna Reed. I play a perfect person. So
who are your scenes with?
The kids, all the kids who are extraordinary, especially Storm.
Is it a children's movie?
No, I think it's for absolutely everyone. Absolutely everyone, especially in Ava's incarnation.
There's been a lot about gender inequality, and have you disproved that?
Goodness. I think I am lucky to work in a matriarchy. I think I'm lucky to work somewhere where complex women are celebrated. I think certainly we are trending a little more towards that than we ever have before, and I am proud to be a soldier in that army.
Is the current administration going to hamper that rise?
I want to say that they're going to inspire that rise, because we won't take it for granted anymore. I think I, for one, until recently believed that progress is something that only ever moves forward. I took a lot of things for granted, and it's made me very active and aware and inspired.
You supported Hillary, didn't you?
I did. I think she would have been a wonderful president. She spent her whole life trying to help.
Can we say you're disappointed with the current president? So?
Yeah, we can say that, yes. Yes, of course.
Do you have a twinkle of hope in his daughter? She has a powerful position in the White House.
Yeah, surprisingly, if an unelected one. I can't speak to Ivanka. Every day the news I get hurts me because it excludes more and more people's stories, lives, concerns, and I definitely am a person who believes that politics should work for everyone to include and uplift. So I hope a change comes.
Can we say you're pessimistic?
No, you got to stay optimistic because you got to think that there's opportunity, right? And you got to remember that your voice, your efforts, everything matters. Because if you get pessimistic, then you disengage, and then it all, falls apart. Because democracy is just us. We are a democracy.
You think women get a short shrift?
Got
women in the Senate, women in Congress.
I think America is
You've
lagging
come a long
behind.
way, baby. They say.
I think America's lagging behind. If you look at the world, we're not, as inclusive of women in power as many other countries. And so I think we have lots of opportunity for growth.
Now, you got this movie coming, but you have a small part.
Yes.
And you got Scandal.
Yes.
What else is in line? Well, you have to work Scandal. It's last season.
I do. I was going to say I got this wonderful last year with my dear, dear loves, and then we'll see. I'm up for a couple of things this summer, so we'll see if those come through. And
during the past 6 years, have you been able to do other roles, little roles? And
yeah. I've done at least a movie every hiatus, and because you want to remember how to act. You remember how to be Mellie, because I've gotten to be her for so long, but you want to remember how to exercise your muscles and do other things. It's
Are you
also
getting
a joy.
little tired of Mellie?
Never. No, I have
Why?
a job where I go to work every day, and it surprises me. I don't say like, "Where were you on Tuesday night?" And it's not that procedural sort of element. Mellie has lost a child, and maybe won a presidency, and cheated on her husband, and gone through so many iterations. There was Smelly Mellie, and there was Senator Mellie, and every time I go to work, I get to explore. So
How does her character get involved with Kerry?
What do you mean?
Are you many scenes together?
We have, yeah. I mean, we started so fractious because she was who my husband was having an affair with. But in that way that life is complicated, it's really come around to a great kinship because, DC's a crucible, and if you find other formidable women to be with, things can be complicated, but you move forward together.
When we return, who would Bellamy switch places with for a day? Does she have a dream co-star? We'll learn the answers to these and other questions when we play a game of If You Only Knew. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Mellie Young, she stars, one of the stars of Scandal in its 6th season, the final episode, tomorrow, May 18th at 9 p.m. on ABC. You started on Broadway?
I did, yeah.
In a show that was a hit?
It was a critical success. We only ran about a year and a half, but my goodness, it was fun. It was Cy Coleman's last show.
What show?
The Life. Did you ever interview Cy Coleman?
I interviewed Cy Coleman.
Yeah. Incredible.
Oh, what a talent.
Yeah.
So you sing too?
I do.
Have an album?
I do, called Far Away, So Close.
Do you like singing as much as acting?
It was my first love, Larry. I would be crazy if I couldn't sing. It's how I process everything. It means everything to me.
Did you go back on Broadway?
Happily, yeah. I'd love it. There's nothing like being able to, you give and you feel how it's landing, that synergy.
And every night's different, right?
Every night's different. You explore all the time, and whatever the audience has brought to the table is is your fuel, so it's always new.
So many actors have told me an audience will surprise you.
Yeah.
They'll laugh harder one night and not so hard the next.
Yeah, you got to be present. There's no walking through it or they'll change that in editing. It's all it's a mutual thing.
Once the curtain goes up, the director's gone.
No. You must have done live shows before.
What?
Did you do live shows?
I did live comedy. I do stand-up.
Yeah.
I worked all over the country. Yeah, I love when that curtain opens. There's nothing higher than
No,
making people
it's the
laugh.
best drug.
Oh, you feel that? Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, Bellamy. Okay, we're going to play a game of If You Only Knew. I just throw some questions at you. It's not a courtroom. You don't.
Okay, all right.
What's your proudest accomplishment?
This year, when I graduated from Yale, I got to meet the man who put me through college because I was a scholarship kid. My dad had died and my mom was a high school teacher. They were like, you might want to write Dr. Richard Light a thank you note. And I was doing a national tour and I actually got to meet him and thank him. And I thought, what would that feel like to put people through college? I got to endow a scholarship at Yale this year. And it is definitely in my life, my very proudest, very proudest.
Major in drama?
I went for physics.
Physics.
Was great at physics in North Carolina, but not at Yale.
You were one of those A students.
I'm a teacher's kid. What are you going to do? I finished with English and theater double major.
Paul Newman went to Yale.
I know.
Was Yale equal to its reputation?
It was for me. It really opened my world.
Biggest risk you ever took?
Going to New York was huge for me. It would have been
North
easier
Carolina.
to say. Yeah.
You don't have an accent.
Oh, I do if I'm drunk or tired.
Or what else? Anyway, place we'd find you on a day off.
Oh, home, or hiking in the mountains.
Best piece of advice you ever got?
Just be yourself and you'll be fine.
Someone from history you'd like to take to lunch?
Oh, Mandela? Yeah.
I had lunch with him and he's great. I don't want to drop names.
I love it. You can. If anybody should, you should.
That's the latest joke in this town, you know.
What?
Tom Cruise told me the other day, this is such a name-dropping town. What's the worst piece of advice you ever received?
If you do it right, it'll be okay. There's no right.
Funniest fan encounter?
This beautiful girl, whose name I won't say because now we're telling the story, met me one night at the Beverly Hilton. I can't remember what event it was, but with like a 6-foot poster of me to sign, and it was a sobering and nerve-wracking.
Brought a poster of you?
It was a big poster of me. Which I couldn't be more grateful or honored, but it was the first time anything like that happened, and it really overwhelmed me.
A little weird.
No, God bless. Everybody's allowed. I know I had posters that big of Rick Springfield, so it's how life works.
Dream co-star, who would you love to work with?
On our show?
No, on any. Who would? What actor would you like?
Kate Blanchett.
Dream musical collaborator.
Oh my gosh, Lin-Manuel.
Role you regret you turned down.
Did I turn down any roles? I don't remember.
No. Person you'd switch places with for a day.
You know, it really must be nice to be the person who runs the Gates Foundation.
Bill Gates?
Or Melinda.
Yeah, she's terrific too.
I think you'd feel like you were
helping
doing right at life.
Superpower you wish you had?
Oh, comfort in a room full of strangers?
That's a superpower?
It is to me.
I'd want to be invisible.
Would you? Would you just listen?
And watch. Oh, Bellamy, this is going tangents.
I like it.
Something you're awful at.
Anything water related, terrified.
Me too. I don't like boats.
No, sharks.
Sharks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I agree with you.
Great. This is great.
When I was 8 or 9 years old, my mother took me to Coney Island. Mm-hmm. I turned upside down in the ocean, and I've had a fear of it ever since.
Yeah, no. I saw Jaws, and I was like, that's a documentary. That makes really good sense. He's made a very good argument there. I shan't go in the water.
You know what's scary? The scariest thing about Jaws is John Williams' music. When you know the shark is coming.
Genius. It's genius. Yeah. Horrible.
Something you'd like to change about the world?
More love, more inclusion. We are really at a place of division and bigotry right now. I want everybody to love everybody.
I thought we'd come a long way. We haven't.
Hopefully we have, and hopefully we'll go further.
Bellamy Young in 10 years.
Oh,
it's
gosh.
the 17th year of scandal, and Bellamy Young's grandson has become president.
I love it.
Where are you in 10 years?
I hope that, I hope I've gotten to go back to Broadway. I hope I've gotten to do another series. I'm a worker bee. I love it. And I hope I have a beautiful, marriage and family.
You want to get married?
I think so. Yeah, I haven't wanted to until the last few years, and I feel like that'd be a beautiful, another beautiful job.
There's a Mr. Right for you.
Hey, thanks, Lair. Was that an eye roll?
It was more than that. In our final moments, scandal star Bellamy Young will take your questions from social media. Stay with us. We with Scandal star Bellamy Young. Scandal finishes its 6th season. Tomorrow, May 18th, it'll be back for a 7th. And maybe they'll change their mind and keep it on longer. We have some social media questions. On Twitter, CX Stanek asks, if you could guest star on any TV show right now, what would it be?
Ooh, if they do another Big Little Lies. Wow, that cast, wow.
XK Stanek on Twitter also asks, if you hadn't chosen acting as a profession, what career would you have pursued?
Singing.
Well, singing.
Yeah, definitely singing, but if not either of those.
If not show business.
If not show business.
Physicist?
I wish. You don't know how much I wish, Larry, but as much as I have the heart for it, I obviously don't have the gift on that level. But animal rescue, I'd be doing something.
You liked physics?
I love it so much. It's like looking at the face of God. It's just all the answers are there.
You know, I interviewed Dr. Joseph Teller, who invented the hydrogen bomb. And I asked him, why were we so afraid of physics in school? If you were a kid, physics was like, and he went, they teach it wrong. And he goes like this, it should not be called physics, it should be called life.
Yeah, yeah.
I never forgot
all the answers of life.
At Amy89 on Twitter, what would your dream role following Scandal could be if you could pick it out?
Oh, my goodness.
Is there a famous Broadway play you would like to do?
I was going to say, I always wanted to do Martha in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Like, for a minute to tuck into that would be so delightful. That would be really good. And then I tell you, I'd love another series. I really, really love...
You like working?
I love working. I love it.
Doug Gallagher on the Larry King Now blog. When did you know you wanted to be an actress?
Oh, Doug, my goodness. I can't think of a time before that. I mean, I really can't. There was a minute where I wanted to be a cheerleader for Chapel Hill because I thought that would make my dad proud. And maybe I wanted to be a veterinarian for a minute too. But I always wanted to sing and I always wanted to tell stories.
And you had an ear or an eye for science.
Yeah. I mean, that...
So did you want to be a doctor?
No, no, needles, blood, no.
Doug also asks, what advice do you have for up-and-coming actors?
Don't think the answer is outside of yourself. Like, the answer is within yourself. Whomever you are and whatever stories you have, that's your currency. And nowadays it's so democratized with digital media. You can make your own content, and content is king, you know? So really believe in yourself and really take the time to center and listen to yourself enough to get your stories out.
And if someone can talk you out of it, you're not ready for it.
Well, that's certainly true. It's not an easy life.
And you understand failure.
Yeah, profoundly.
Kim D on the Larry King Now blog, do you have any involvement with the plot lines of Scandal, or is there a big separation between the actor and the writers?
Yeah, Kim, we don't. We don't know anything. It comes to us, we do a table read.
Can you say, I'm not comfortable with this reading, this line? It's
so interesting. We get it the day before we start shooting it, and that's when we find everything out, and then we just shoot it and we go on the next thing. But Shonda has always said, if you want to do a sex scene in a parka, I'll figure out a way to do, I'll get you in a parka, I'll keep you comfortable, I still need you to do the sex scene. I need that for the moving it forward, but however we do it, I can make you comfortable. The only thing I've ever pushed back on is grammar. I had a big speech when I was divorcing Fitz about, if it wasn't for you, this and that and the other thing. And, child of an English teacher, I was like, well, I should say, if it weren't for you, blah, blah, blah. And as much as I pushed back, word came down from Shonda. Shonda once wasn't. So we don't do anything, Kim. We just say thank you and say the words.
Kim D asks, what's the set on Scandal like, fun or serious?
So much fun. There's so much dancing and so much laughing and so much general silliness. And especially when one of our own directs, Tony or Scott, we really push them right up to the moment where they're like, action, action, action!
You break up sometimes?
We do. We absolutely do. I mean, we get through our day because, our days are sometimes 17 hours, so we can't lag. We have done a lot of Sundays this year, so it goes sometimes 6.
Alex Townsend on Facebook, who are your acting heroes?
Oh my gosh. Kate Blanchett I just watched her on Broadway, and to watch her work up close is astonishing. But Judi Dench, if you have a career like Judi Dench, or Maggie Smith or Helen Mirren, How lucky, you know, decades and decades of doing what you love.
Bellamy, you're a doll.
You're great.
Beautiful and you're talented.
Thanks,
You're a
Larry.
doll.
Thank you, my pleasure. Thanks for having me on. And back at you, what an honor.
Back at me.
Yeah.
Whew. Big thanks to my guest, Bellamy Young. Be sure to tune in to the season finale of Scandal, airing tomorrow, May 18th on ABC. And as always, you can find me on Twitter at King's Things. I'll see you next time.